last week. Why? Well, we first put in a higher low. We closed underneath the previous week low, the previous low, the range low, and then we've closed back above it. See? So that's like a failed auction of the range low. And the weekly close was a really bullish close. It's really bullish because for a few reasons. One, it didn't manage to get to the top, so that was good. You don't really want it to go to the top and reject in that candle. You want it to not get to the top but still be bullish, and in the context here, bullish would have been to close above halfway back above the body of that candle. So it was a bullish close, and it didn't actually go up to get rejected. So it was a really bullish weekly candle. And then when you combine that in context with the monthly time frame candles, you've got massive swing failure in progress. Yeah. So obviously you've got the range low, which is there. You've got the previous month low, which is there, and you've got all of these monthly lows, which is roughly there. And so what we have right now in progress is a monthly swing failure pattern. It's extremely powerful reversal pattern forming swing failure on the monthly time frame. And what I was showing us yesterday was that the last time we had that kind of price action was here, and we had the swing failure of the monthly time frame here. You see that? Very slightly different, but it was the same idea. It was a swing failure, and that led to this crazy rally. If you combine that with this candle here, it's the same thing. What, higher low here, slightly different, but it's the same thing. Let me see what else we got in the past. If you look at here, slightly different but similar. You've got a higher low here, you've got a swing failure of the month there, you know, whatever swing failures. So that high low is really important for me, because that signifies a change, you know. Higher low, higher low. You see, every time you have a higher low monthly, price actually ascends. See that? There's another higher low here. And then this is a big, this is the big COVID swing failure, wasn't it, on the monthly time frame? Take out the range lows. Again, this one kind of closed weak, but the reality was these monthly swing failures are extremely powerful pattern formations of candles, and it just signifies that the price isn't really going to go down anymore. Yeah, it's held. For me, this looks like a hole. When you put that in context with like the 3 monthly time frame, look, 3 monthly candle, we've already taken up this, the low, the previous 3-month candle. The last time that happened was here. We took out the low, and the next 6 months was bullish price action. And so here we're taking out the low, just like here we took out the low. Here we're taking out the low. Let's see if we get continuation. Look at the 6 monthly candles. Look at this. We've come all the way down to here. We've only managed to get to here, and now the price is reacting. It's gone right back up. So in effect, when you look at the 6 monthly candle, we've only really got back to, I don't know, maybe the halfway point, maybe the 386 of the candle. So we're seeing quite a bullish response, similar to this candle here. It almost came to halfway, and here it basically came to the 386. So we're getting kind of continuation of that idea. And so I am thinking in the next 6 months, should we get a nice expanding God candle into price discovery? That's what I'm thinking right now. All right. Is the low in? I don't know. It could be. And I think what's important was basically what I was saying yesterday, that 62k area is a really important level for the price to get through. And so obviously right now you can see we're finding a little bit of resistance. See that? Now it's kind of overshot slightly because I said yesterday that it wasn't an exact line, it was more of an area. Okay, so let's investigate the area that I was talking about. And so I came up with some ideas of V-shape, right? And effectively what I want to see, so we are seeing a V-shape, aren't we? I was talking about the V-shape yesterday before we had the price expansion on Sunday, later on in Sunday. So I was talking about, you know, I've been bullish on this, and I think you'll know that just simply because we're at the range lows and we've had a little bit of a swing failure of the auction, of the failed auction of the lows. But beyond that, you can see clearly that there's a little bit of a V in progress. Yeah, even though they're rare, it seems like this bull market they're not. And now what I want to see is what happens. Okay, so we've come into this order block. I think it's bullish. Yeah, we're not getting that much of a bearish reaction from these candles here. And naturally what I want, we have had a liquidation event just now. I want to see how that plays out. And in my mind, I do want us to take out these highs. It's really important. Yeah. And so that's what we have to see what happens now. Yeah. If the price action is really bullish. So this is the circumstances here. If it's bearish, we're not going to take out the highs. All right. Babysitting today. If we are able to take out the highs, that's the first step for a V-shape. Yeah. If you don't take out the highs, then you haven't taken out the highs. And so effectively, if you don't take out the highs, you have a continuation of this lower highs. And then who knows what can happen, but it won't be bullish in that context. It'll be a little bit more bearish. And what could happen then, what you'll be thinking about then, is if you can't take out that high, you put in a lower high, then you could get another kind of bearish drop. It's kind of similar to this here. Although here we did take out the high. I don't know, something like that. Maybe here, maybe more like this one actually. This is better. So this is actually a little bit better because you didn't take out the high here. So you didn't take out the high. And you see the drop was all the way, it was quite a deep drop. Okay, it wasn't crazy bullish, wasn't it? And it reflected later on as the price went up, it just went back down. So here, if you don't get a higher high, then you could get something very similar to this. And of course, you've got to be careful because you could also go down, yeah, because you're just putting a lower high. And then the next target for the bears in next context would be the low here. Okay. If you do get a deep pullback, then you'll be looking for something similar to this before it won't be that bullish, to be honest with you, that happens. And so right now is going to be a real test of how bullish the price action is, how much demand, supply and demand there is in the market at these levels. And I think this is quite impulsive. So because it's impulsive, I like to think that we might see more impulsive moves. Okay, in the lower time frame, it doesn't really look like it, but it is. Look, you've got impulse. You're getting some impulsive buying, which is market buying, basically. So what I want to see here is what happens. Do we take out that high or not? Okay, I think we will, but I mean, who knows? And that's why I'm in a short right now, just to cover my long, because you just don't know. All right. If we do take out the high, then we got two V-shaped recovery play ideas. One is if the price expands to the next level and then you come back for a back test and you have the classic really bullish V-shape, you go up, break out, come back down, test the neckline for continuation. And then the other one would be just to take out the high, but then just form some kind of channel, some kind of steep channel to come back to the 50% mark for a test of the 50% fib retracement. It's similar to this here. How you see here, what happened was that the price came back to the 50% mark, thereabouts. So you took out the high there, you came down in some kind of channel, came all the way back down to this area, the 50% mark, and then the price expanded out of that. And so in my mind, I'm thinking it'd be nice to see one of these two. If it's more bullish, we'll get a squeeze up to the next level and come back down to this neckline. If not, we'll just kind of take out the high, have a little swing failure rejection here, and then we'll be in this kind of downward channel consolidation all the way down to the 50% mark, hopefully, and then hopefully we can see a reversal lower down. So I'll be looking to see what happens here, and nothing's really changed in my idea of what needs to happen. And then it's just basically seeing how the price behaves and then taking the trades off the reaction. It's really simple right now for Bitcoin. Would you buy here? Probably not. The reason why you wouldn't buy here, as I explained a little bit earlier, was that we have a little bit of a liquidation bubble here. You see that? Weak high. And now we've had a really kind of bearish reaction off that liquidation bubble. Price is now heading down to the VWAP. And potentially we could be looking for a bit of a correction here until see what happens. Maybe even to come back all the way down to test the daily open. That's kind of, it would not be unexpected. And so basically looking at the price action yesterday, looking at the order flow, I can show you the single prints, and these are really important because I think they're going to hold if the price comes back to test them. You see, obviously right now we're kind of in the London session and we were at the lows. We've lost the value area of the London session. We're coming back now down to the point of control of the Asia session, and that's at roughly at the same place as the VWAP. And so maybe we get some kind of range bound behavior in these highs, but actually the best place to long probably would be to lose the VWAP and all the way back down to these single prints and then come back above the VWAP and then to head up. So that's why I'm kind of thinking to myself, it'd be nice to come back and test these single prints. We haven't done that yet. You see how the price expanded out? We had like a 5-minute test, a 5-minute candle test, but that wasn't, I don't think that was enough. And so what I'd like to see is if we can come back into these single prints. That'd be really nice to see. The single prints are at 61830 to 61990. Okay, I'm gonna mark those out in the chat, and I'm actually gonna go and mark those out on my chart and have a look at that there. So let me just do that. Hold on. All right, let me have a look at those single prints. Let me put them back onto my chart. There it is. Nope, that was the single prints from before. You see how we went through those. That's irrelevant now. And 61830. Perfect. And this next one was 61990. Okay, so we have some single prints here. The interesting thing about these single prints here is I think it's quite important because it comes to the value area low. So this is quite interesting for me. I just want to keep an eye on it. So look at that. So we've come into the daily level there. It's clear rejection. It's not a precise rejection, so this is a little bit of a fake out, but that's not a bad. That's actually quite, I think that's quite bullish. We've taken the liquidity all the way up to that point, and now we're having a little bit of a sell-off after we had a little bit of a liquidation bubble. We have the single prints there, and then where is the volume that I want to have a look at? Where did it go? There it is, higher range. So yeah, so this is quite interesting. So I want to see what happens here. This is the value area low. So I still was talking about how the price, so getting back into the value area is bullish. Yeah, there's no way that this is not bullish right now, just because we've gone back into the value area low. We haven't taken out the high yet, but look at where we are. And so we're into a daily level and we're above a value area low. And so I'm interested to see if we are able to lose the value area, get people bearish, but actually just come back to test these single prints and go right back up. I'm thinking like that right now for today, potentially. And obviously I don't know if we do get a rejection from this value area low, could we actually go further? I don't know, you know, because there's this previous weekly level which hasn't really reacted. I am thinking potentially that it's not relevant anymore, yeah, because we haven't had a reaction off that level here or here. So it doesn't mean it can't come back down to do that, but it probably won't. And so actually, and you see this monthly level, we haven't really had a reaction either. So it's almost like these wash levels have become more and more irrelevant. So I want to see what happens with these single prints here. Just, I don't know, it's just a local golden pocket. It's not really. And something you have to bear in mind is if the price ranges here and holds the value area low as support, it's just bullish. So this is what I want to see. I want to see the price come to the value area low. I want to see the price test the value area low. I want to see the value area low hold. And then obviously we've got the VWAP as well. This is quite a good area to long. We might actually front run the single prints, but I don't know. But it would be nice. I do think it would be nice to kind of lose the VWAP and the value area low, come into the single prints, and then just kind of get back into the, just to kind of liquidate a few people, fake out a little bit, come back down, clear this gap, and then kind of head back up. That's what I'm thinking right now. And so naturally I'm still in longs. I have taken profit and I've taken a couple of some shorts on all my positions just to cover them a little bit. Okay, so simply because I know that we're in an important area. Okay, so now it might consolidate for a while, and we have to see what happens. Looking at the current daily candle, look at that, it's quite bullish, and so naturally you would buy the pullback all the way down to that wash weekly level. I think as the price comes down to collect liquidity, you know, it's going to be quite attractive for people to buy, because people will buy that and then see what happens. Okay, even if it's just an intraday trade, people will buy the pullback of this day to try and catch it and then see if we can push further. All right, and so that's basically Bitcoin. I think if we are able to kind of get a nice close into the value area low today, we may see another push up, you know, because we've only got this one daily level here. It probably won't offer much resistance, and so naturally I am thinking to myself, if we get a really nice close here and we can get acceptance into the value area low here, then maybe tomorrow we're going to see a nice big push up all the way up to the point of control. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That would be really bullish, because that would confirm my idea of kind of this V-shape idea. You know, that's kind of what I would look for potentially tomorrow. If whatever happens today, I would like to see the pullback and I want to see a buy up back into the value area low. So I want to see us to kind of get acceptance into the value area. Once that happens, max long, basically max long, and try and take the price in the first instance to the point of control, and then in the second instance all the way up to the value area high. And really that's, and then if the impulsiveness continues, then, you know, we are potentially looking for all-time highs. Yeah, I don't see why not. I really don't see why not. I don't see why we don't go to all-time highs. Yeah, and the way the price has come down here, I don't see much resistance on the way up. The way the price has come all the way down here, I didn't see that much resistance, and simply because the way the candles are formed and the way the prices come down, it's cleared all the liquidity on the way down. You can see all these wicks, they come back up, and then the price drops, come back up, price drops, come back up. So as the price is descending, it's also clearing the liquidity. You're not getting single prints here, but it also means there's no liquidity, there's no orders. Yeah, so there's lots of kind of cleared orders, not gaps, but there's lots of cleared orders, so you don't really have much untapped orders. And so the big ones are going to be maybe that daily level up there. That's it really. We're into a big one right now. This is a big one right now, so this is the real test today to see what happens, because you've got an untapped daily level at the value area low. We're finding strength now. So but look, we've come back underneath the daily level. I wonder if we do if we do go down a little bit and try and capture liquidity lower down. Right, so that's Bitcoin. I'm extremely bullish. Okay, doesn't mean I can't change my bias. Why would you be bearish? We failed to go lower. We've come back above the range low. We're getting higher lows, and we're reclaiming levels of resistance and getting back above previous levels. It's bullish. Everything here is bullish, and it confirms, basically it confirms that bull flag pattern that I was talking about for potentially weeks, if anyone was following me. And you can see clearly that it also landed on time as well. So I've been tracking the time, and you can see that it's come kind of thereabouts on the one-to-one of this this kind of ABCD here. It's at the one-to-one, and we had a really bullish reaction. And the reason why we're into this midpoint of this channel here, there's probably another midpoint here too. So we're into quite strong resistance right now, even though it may not seem like it. Look, there's another midpoint channel. We're into kind of a little bit of kind of midpoint channel resistance, and so naturally I want to see strength, and for strength is just like a take out the high and a nice close in the value area low. You get a little back test on the value area low, and then maybe we can head higher. Okay, so I wouldn't mind seeing a really bullish V here, to be honest with you, taking us all the way to the point of control. That would be, it doesn't mean you don't take profit, it doesn't mean you buy the highs. Yeah, you don't do that. But it does mean that if you are looking to take, if you are in a position, you are looking to take profit, you can aim higher potentially. That's interesting. Look at this trend line that I have, and so just hide that. And I just had this kind of trend line from that pivot. There's a little fake out there, and look, the price has come all the way back into, look where it's come, into the same trend line. So in effect, that was your breakout. This is your test. Yeah, this is your test. It made a lower low here, but it's fine. And if the price is able, in this context, able to take out the highs there, then I think probably we'll be looking for a massive, like a real pump. I think so. I think probably we're looking for a pump into price discovery, and that will probably, if that was to happen, if we were to, we'd probably get some kind of impulsive continuation. I am looking at a bear flag, a bear pattern here as well, so just something to bear in mind. I don't necessarily think it's going to play out. Who knows? But in effect, I am looking at, I'm just make that trend now, potentially. Don't know really. You know, something like this. Don't know, something like that. Let's have a look at the. See what that looks like. Effectively, that's a bearish. It's like a bearish crab, potentially. I'll show you. There it is. See that bearish crab? Something like that. See, the B has to be lower than the X, which it is. It's here. It should be. I mean, that would be better, but it's fine. The C. So actually, it's not a crab because the C has to be higher, and here the C is lower. So that's not correct. So what else could it be? That one. Yeah, I don't like it that much, to be honest. Now that I look at it and compare it, shark, bearish shark. That would be like a bearish shark. Kind of like this one. Here, I don't know. Is that possible? Yeah. Whatever happens, you can clearly see the timings here. So I am looking for a one-to-one from this A to B to the C. Yeah. And so basically from here to here to here, 11th of August. I don't know. I can't tell. 11th of August. ABC, one-to-one. How high up would you go? I have to kind of spend more time on this and analyze it. I'm just making this up, to be honest with you, just right now as I look at it. Something like 90k. I don't know, but if we can get to 90k by the 12th of August, based on this ABC, you could be potentially looking at a bearish, some kind of bearish shark. See, that doesn't have to go higher. It can go anywhere here, really. So even to this, the underside of this channel, actually, that would be quite nice. 1272 on time. If we are able to go up there somehow for rejection at 80k, the underside of this red channel, you see that we've lost it. Why should we go through it? Why should we come on the side and test this? Actually, that would be much nice, depending on what time we get there. I think this would work if we came to about the 11th of August. Otherwise, I have no idea. I'm just kind of messing around and seeing what could happen. Otherwise, you could get something a little bit less kind of steep up, like a failed auction a bit later, sometime in September. If we just, I don't know how we're gonna. It looks quite impulsive right now, so I'm not necessarily thinking delayed price. Like I'm thinking quite quickly. So this would be the end of July thereabouts, the 618. But I prefer this one. But it depends on how impulsive we get, so I don't know, right? So this is just a speculative shark that I have in my mind right now for the highs. And obviously I'm going to be doing Elliott waves as well if I start seeing this impulse take shape. And then I'll be able to kind of try and come up with some fib targets if we do start going into price discovery as well. All right, so that's Bitcoin. I mean, nothing's really. Oh yeah, this is the other thing that I was looking at, this Wyckoff distribution. According to distribution, we're in the SOW in phase B. We're looking for 5 waves up. According to this, we're basically here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so I'm looking to see if we get that kind of 5 waves up. Maybe then we could see a sell-off and come and create this line. I don't know. So it's something I'm bearing in mind. I think if we do go up, I mean, it's got a real nice guide here how to trade this. So I'm keeping an eye on that. And what else have I got? Anything else? And obviously, just this is still playing out. And in this, look, for this one, I want us to go to 50%. Did we do it already? No, I don't think so. No, so actually, Oh yeah, look, we're at the 50% now. See that? So in effect, your bull flag harmonic is complete. We've had a bullish reaction at point D, we've had a swing failure of point B, and we've hit our 50% target at 62,733. See that? Which is also really nice confluence on these channel midpoints. So now this is the test. I want to see now if we do take out that high or not, and then we'll have a better idea of what could happen next. All right, so that's Bitcoin. A bit messy, but I think we got there at the end. Any questions on that? Cactus, good morning. I'm bear short term, yeah. So yeah, so yeah, I'm bear short term too, actually. Let me have a look at my trades. They're all green. My shorts and longs are all green. How amazing is that? Love that. Let's see how Bitcoin is having an impact